need my videos. Video producer. That day. Can I open this up in like a full tab? Yeah, go to VOD page. Morning, lazy fangs. Doing some decimation development today. But we're taking it pretty easy. Today I just want to analyze... Actually, I'm going to write it down. Here are my goals. In Notepad++ that I'm not updating. Our goals today. Goals. We'll spell it incorrectly too, so that people know that we're serious. Analyze anal lies, pain, both good and bad. That's it. That's it. I was gonna write more, but honestly, that about covers it. Analyze pain, both. That's it. I just want to go over the gameplay. Kind of, you know, I give myself some time to think, like what was good about this game, where do I think it fell short, how can we augment that, and see how we can provide this game to a new generation of 12 to 25-year-olds, essentially. How can we make another equally as crude and ridiculous game for a new younger generation? Which I think will be pretty fun. I think that'll be pretty enjoyable. Just had spun. Yeah, it's skibidi toilet, right? Alright, let's see. Make a data sheet here. Rename data. This we will put... I'm thinking of doing it like this. We'll do... Data? What the fuck? Data? Shut the fuck up. Oh god, I have a friend who... I have a friend here in Poland. I love him. I love him, by the way. But he says micro raptor. I fucking love Polish people sometimes. Like, it's not their fault. It's English's fault, okay? They almost absent. How are we guys today on this Friday? We'll call this like observation. Observation. I won't say, maybe quality. We'll change it. We'll just say quality right now. And I don't mean quality as in like it's high or low quality, but it's quality of whether or not it's a feature that was well done or that wasn't enjoyable, you know, things like that. And then we'll put like notes. You late to work today? Oh yeah. Okay, so about that, there was this this half-blind woman. This is gonna sound like I'm making it up, but I was about, you know, I was just turned on my PC, I sat down, and I hear this like sound, and this like old, probably like 85 to 90 half-blind woman appears at my door with this sheet of paper with the address on it and some guy's name. Obviously, he doesn't speak a lick of English, and I'm trying to understand what she wants. And she, I don't know, it's... Eventually I figured out she wanted to call a number and didn't have a phone. So I gave her my phone, called the number. Afterwards, she wanted to do something, and it looked like she wanted to write something down. So I gave her a pencil, and she wrote it down. And then she was asking me things, and I didn't know what the fuck she wanted. Return stream would have helped interpret. Yeah, I was like, shit, I should have just called somebody, but I didn't have anyone to call. My fiance isn't awake yet, so yeah, I don't know. I hope that she found what she needed. I think she was looking for like a doctor or something, or some clinic. She kept saying bleat. I didn't know. I'm like, that isn't a word that I know. Maybe you guys know that word. Or just open translator and talk through it. That would have been nice. Didn't think about that. Observation quality notes. This isn't going to be a super crazy complex spreadsheet. We're just going to go through and write everything we can down and qualify it. What if she just took the phone and suddenly had good vision and ran fast? Like, God damn it, no! Get back here! Woman! Let me copy in some of my other data table. Where is it? See, if I copy these in to the new sheet, it'll paste in their info here too. Where's remove formatting? I forget. Okay, and then I want my purple. Where's my purple? Do I not have it anywhere here? I don't. Colors. I don't know why I like these colors so much, but I really do. Okay, quality. Name, new row. Quality. Not conditional formatting, we need data validation. List equals quality. Remove data validation from there. I streamed yesterday before sleep. You actually don't sound like a grandpa. Voice surprisingly matches your furry thingies. Ugh. These damn furries. Why don't they just fuck animals and get it over with? Okay, we will make notes. Wrap. That's super fun, my voice. Yeah, me neither. That's one of the reasons I was really afraid of getting on stream initially, like 10 or so years ago. Or more. At this point, I don't really give a shit, though. New rule. Cell value, specific text. Good. Format. Okay, beautiful. Get a goat. Finally live your life instead of creeping around Twitch. Ooh. That voice is not a great obstacle. I mean, XQC is huge. That's pretty true. Okay, bad. Where is bad? Where's a bad red? That's very, very red. Jesus Christ, that's red. Okay. And these observations will be made in any... I think just any order. Like, don't give a shit. Maybe I'll make another row here, though, for... like, department. I'll just call it. This will just be like, what does it focus on? Does it focus on the design of the game, on the level design or something specifically, maybe the programming? QCG started early. Yeah, starting early is pretty big. Like, Dan's Gaming is back from when it was still Justin TV. He's one of the oldest streamers on Twitch. And still going strong. Well, here's the thing with like Twitch streamers. If you are already big, you will just get more people to watch. In most cases. Let's do game design. Level design. Sound design. There's some overlap with some of these, but it'll be fine. $3D, 2D. A lot of these all have they'll be game design problems mostly. We'll just put coding. We were mostly analyzing this for design anyway, so can't really judge its production, you know. That too. New apartment. You're a famous streamer, you just get into Among Us game with someone else that's famous and bam, you get momentum. Streaming with other people is a great way to gain a lot of you know, get a lot of people sharing between your communities. And I think it's really good if you find somebody that is not usually streaming at the same time you are, so that way you aren't poaching viewers between each other, but rather just sharing them, that you're not going to have that overlap. So like sometimes try to stream outside of your zone so that you can stream with other people that aren't overlapping with you. Okay, go to departments. First observation for me, and remember these are just going to be unordered, we're just going to go in order of what I feel. I have the VOD here of when we were playing it. And, you know, we can look specifically at things if we want just to see how they were designed. Number one thing I noticed was that core loop still works. Now, do I think that it was utilized as well in Paint as I would like it? No. But it does work. Core loop is very functional and enjoyable. It wasn't taken advantage of as well. I would have preferred. Ooh, don't do that. I might do alternating row colors on this too. Work. Did your eyes hurt sometimes when you like to have some protecting glasses? Do they hurt? Do my eyes hurt? Okay, now you're gonna, before you get triggered, I'm gonna recommend some software to you. But just know that when I say the name, it's not the thing you're thinking of, okay? There is a program called Flux. Or Flux. And this can automatically change the... Not fluid flux. Yeah, this is really nice. Very lightweight. Works really well. This actually makes your life better, as it says, as opposed to fluid flux, which does quite the opposite. Okay, core loop still works, we know that. Second thing that I would say is that level design is hit or miss. But because of that, it's extremely crucial to do correctly. I would say this is okay. Like, there were some levels that I think were done better, and some that I think were just not nearly as fun. Downtown and amusement park maps were by far more interesting and enjoyable. Why is that though? We need to ask ourselves why. What made those more interesting? I think for me, what made them interesting, or more interesting, was the density of interaction. Didn't you play the game, but it could be relatability. That could be a part of it. It could be that there's more... I'm trying to think if there's a better word than relatability, but I don't know if there is. Just we know what they look like. But I think for me, I'll show you what I mean. I don't relate to a flying, twerking woman that destroys stuff. Yet. This is one of the maps, to me, that was not nearly as enjoyable. Because it felt like there wasn't as much to do. There's a lot of space between things, and well, I think too much space between things is bad. Not enough space between things is also bad. Where is the, I think this was right before it crashed. But for me, this level just had a lot more in a very short amount of distance. And not necessarily things that explode, but just things to hit and places that I might want to try and reach or get to, or things with secrets. You can use fluid flux for that leg. Shut the fuck up. I think amusement parks too are just fun, right? I look at like a movie set and I don't really see, or at least that map of the movie set just kind of seemed a bit lacking. What was one of the other ones? There was the high school level too. And I think that the high school level wasn't bad, except it just felt like it felt like it was all too close, if you know what I mean. Like, I couldn't really get distance, and things were just really cramped in a small area, to the point where, well, now the idea of slingshotting just kind of feels a little weird, because I'm not really going anywhere. There's no distance being traveled. Something that this map had with the distance being traveled, but just didn't have the, yeah, let's not open up Discord on stream, thank you. Idiot. Unprofessional. For me, it's just like, there isn't much interesting to hit. I guess like the ostriches are kind of cool, and I can see that there's some hidden stuff in this cave, but other than that, your main vantage point here, there's very little to actually interact with. And you compare that to like the downtown level. And there's just so much that you can see immediately within your vicinity. You have explosives, you have a donut hole that you can try to fly through, more explosives, things that can fall, a fucking mime, a sewer, a cereal advertisement with an explosive in it, the Hotel Coral Essex that you can make, say, oral hoe sex. There's just more to do here. I think there's a sweet spot too. There's a sweet spot between if things are too close to the camera, like too much of it is too close, like with the high school map. It doesn't feel as good, and if things are too far away and there isn't much to do in your immediate vicinity, things also feel bad. So there is this sweet spot with the level design that if they nail it, it feels good. And if they don't nail that, it feels bad. High school I didn't see during gameplay, but maybe feel bad when I saw it. No. I think this is where it crashed on me. The abuse, unfortunately, and this was, by the way, not an issue with the game, it was an issue with the emulation. But the amusement park level was crashing on me a lot. I can't even find too much footage of it because it was just crashing all the time. I know we played some more of it, but maybe not. It was crashing a lot. Just density of interaction and a sweet spot between keeping things in good distance. Not too far away and not too close. So that was okay. Another thing that I have to say would be sounds. Sounds for the game were excellent and over the top. You know, it just makes it interesting to listen to. When you hear funny sounds and NPCs saying stupid things, it's good. NPCs saying ridiculous things, over the top sound effects, absurdity to the max. Makes each launch and explosion enjoyable from an audio POV. For me, yeah, like maps with secrets. Maps with secrets and enjoyable challenges that are not too difficult, but also not too easy. You know, things that I can do. They give me the meaning. Like, okay, I need to go focus on this, let's just say, amusement park ride, because there are some challenges associated with it. Like the dropper, right? You know, maybe hanging on to a seat of that and getting flung up into the air and hitting something that's above the map that you can't reach without doing that. You know? Maps with secrets and challenging but obtainable challenges. I don't like that we use challenges then. What's a synonym for challenging? That'd be good here. Challenging. Actually, thrilling to some extent is not a bad word. Because if the challenging isn't fun to try and obtain, then obtaining it might feel good as an end result, but you don't enjoy the ride there, right? It's like General Radon in Shadow of the Erdtree is a good example. Sure, it's great that I beat the DLC, but beating the final boss did not feel entertaining. And it's like, I don't look back fondly on that because it was just unenjoyable. Mesmer, though, I look back fondly because that was a challenge that I felt was reasonable and I was enjoying the fight while doing it, even though it was difficult. And thrilling but obtainable challenges. We'll just do that. That's part of the game design. Although it's also part of the level design. More part of the level design. Keep me engaged. Keep me engaged on a map far more than anything else. Without those, I don't feel much reason to just go back and forth. We didn't get to try some of the multiplayer modes, so that's going to be a thing that we need to kind of just assume that could work well. Extension cords are sold out at my IKEA. The fuck? Is it just one? Is it one store with wares from another? It is wild. I would say too that character selections and animations, we'll just say available characters and their animations are over top and often crude. And that's a good thing. That is a very good thing. I think that primarily helps a lot when it comes to multiplayer or streaming the game. Just the ridiculousness of that. I mean, if you're playing alone, I don't think that your character creation, or I'm sorry, not your character creation, your character selection really makes a whole lot. But then again, that could just be a difference for age groups. Younger age groups may find it more enjoyable to pick cruder characters and characters that they just find more funny, right? So it's less a case of they exist for the people that want them to exist. Simple as that. And for me, as somebody who doesn't really, I just pick kind of like generic character that works for me in a lot of games. So for me, it just doesn't do much. But for others who like to have that, there is reason to have that. So we'll put it this way. Selection exists for those who want it, but I also believe some sort of customization would allow selection to go even further. Clothes, alternate animations, voice packs, etc. And those are things that could be unlocked maybe for different challenges, things like that, like unlocking a fursuit. Maybe for a challenge that has you like grab all animals in the zoo or something. If we do like a zoo map, you unlock the fursuit for a character. Oh god, that actually sounds like would be pretty funny. Would a zoo pack be good? Because it would just be a bunch of animals. I think that it... Maybe something with a petting zoo. And now gotta get shopping before my ticket runs out. Hey, see man. Who's a character skins? I don't give a crap about the trendy, colorful Fortnite stuff. But casually stylish, non-gamish clothing, I feel like is enhanced by the setting. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Like if it was just different color t-shirt, that wouldn't be good. If it was something that was entirely different, though, like a new costume or just something that's over the top, that could be pretty funny. I would enjoy that. Something that I think is part of the game design that we confirmed was that exact resetting of scene, and it was quick, exact and quick resetting of scene. Very good option for those seeking to speedrun do challenges. Being able to quickly press a button and just reset everything in the scene. And I'm really curious how they handled that on the PS3 so fast, because it's very fast, even if there's a lot of destruction. But it works well. And I think that enabling challenge runs or speed runs like this would be a significant boost to making sure that the game has that longevity. Especially for that niche of the community. What else can we say about it? Okay, I know one. I know what we can say. Reduced gravity and exaggerated explosions. That's definitely part of the game design. They kind of give the player time, right? There's a lot that when you have real physics, when you have completely like 100% real gravity, that you don't often get a whole lot of time to react and change course. And if you're given a bit of extra time to stay in the air with something like especially an explosion, you have that time to strategize your next move. And you need that, because that's kind of what the game is about, right? It's the strategy of moving between place to place to place, hitting as many things, exploding as many things as possible to obtain that higher score, to, you know, in that case, unlock something. Gives you time to strategize and react. Not hardcore at all. And it's important to state that it's not hardcore in this case, that it might be challenging, but it doesn't require a whole lot of like quick reaction time. It just requires thought, trial, you know, repeatability, and the repeatability of the levels is part of that. What am I pulling outside of my sock here? I've got a thread coming out of my sock. God damn it. Low quality ass socks. You never understand it when you're a kid. Ew, socks as a birthday present? No, I want a toy truck, bitch. Now as an adult, oh yeah, dude, if you can give me some socks that last a year, I'll love you forever. What else was it here? The animation of the birds are so good. I think that one thing that could be taken further, and we'll just say is okay, would be player injuries. And this is something that I don't know if it could be taken further, if you could do like a skate Hall of Meat style thing, right? Let's see if we can look it up. Skate 3 Hall of Meat. So you know how you have like these, you can see your bones breaking. Like which have been broken, which have just been kind of mildly hurt. And as you do things and move around a level, you can see that within your player's body, which I think is pretty cool. Oh, Jesus, dude. And the crunching sound effects. Let me turn, maybe he has the sound effects on. We can hear it.
Shouldn't be too hard. I also want to try to break my collarbone here. Oh.
It's not much. No commentary. Like, it's very over the top. But I think that's part of the fun too, is that for these game modes where you're causing destruction either to yourself or to something else, it's that sound design of just destruction of any kind and just the crunching of bones. It's almost like it's cringe inducing, you know. It's like when you see somebody get kicked in the groin, and even if you can't, you know, hear it, you can still hear it. You can still feel it. The flopping too. Yeah, sound design, as we kind of thought when we were getting into working on Decimation, we're like sound design and level design. That's the key here. And if you have those good aspects, you have a lot of the game handled. I actually like the sound too of the wind whipping by you as you move faster and faster. It's subtle, but it gives you that audio feedback of speed. Do they do any blurring too? Like any motion blurring? Do you want to have floaty slow gravity? That's true. The wind might not be possible. We can still do the crunching audio though if we want to do something like this. Camera FOV changes. Yeah, visceral is a good way to put it. I don't know if an impact will feel strong when it's moving so slow. Depends on what percentage we set it to. It's an easy thing to change during pre-production to test. The movements in Hollow Meat were so funny. Like bunny hop your way. Very similar concepts here though. There's a strategy to the movement. The replays. The replays is one we have to write down as well. Okay, player injuries. Part of score system only, but could be taken to a better level. Skate Hall of Meat is potential inspiration here. Sound matters. Replays. Up in the ante with limbs being torn off. At that point, you might go away from a teen rating, though. Just gotta be careful. And Skate was just highlighting bones, nothing really special, honestly. It's still better than Payne's injuries. We'll have to see what would get us a... Because we need it to be a teen rating, I think, for this. I think making it mature rating would cut out a bit of the market that we want to target this for. We could always make it a separate... We might be able to make it a separate DLC. And the DLC would be M-rated. I think some games have done that. Mature rated DLC for more blood and gore, but rated teen main game. And it would just be a free DLC, right? So it would just be a way to skirt some of the issues. Include minimal blood. Gore can be allocated. And the T rating is unrealistic and simplified, pixelized, stylized, cartoony. However, if it is viewed from a first-person perspective, it may not be accepted for the rating. Was Fat Princess rated T or M? The fuck is Fat Princess? Let me show you a video of it. There's some gameplay. Coward. Okay, so it was like a a multiplayer capture the flag, but you weren't capturing the flag. You were capturing princesses, and you fed them cake to be fat, which would make them harder to carry by the other team. So you had to prioritize between feeding your own princess cake to making her fat and harder to steal, and trying to get the other cake. This is the Vita one though. This is the Vita one. That was rated teen as well. Cartoon violence. Was blood and gore. You didn't know about Fat Princess? Pretty fucking fun. Oh my god, what is this? 480p? From what I remember, this game had a lot of violence. A lot of blood. Yeah. But it is very cartoony. But still, I mean, you're gibbing players, they're exploding into blood. It really sucks too, because this was such a good game. This is a multiplayer game that I think could do pretty well today. Maybe it was too before its time. Should have released on PC. And it was so many years ago. It's pretty cool. So you like spawn in as just basically a nameless, like a classless character, and then you choose your class that you want to go to. So kind of like I'm gonna say like TF2 style in a way, where you get to choose your class and you can change it between each kill. I mean, there are blood spurts. It is cartoonized, but I don't know. But I knew what they were doing with this one. I mean, come on, look at that. That's pushing it for the T rating. Just jam, yeah. How fat's their princess? Oh, their princess was stolen. Well, she wasn't. Healers doing work? Yeah, they are. There's a lot of them. There's like 3 of them? 2 of them? They're doing work, though. Guy sucks. It was a fun game. It was a fun game. I wonder who owns the rights to Fat Princess. We'll add that to the long list of PS3 classics that I want to recreate. Titan Studios. Look at that. Fate dissolved. Oh my god. Why does that just feel so like sad? Fate dissolved. The subsidiary of Epic Games China. They established fun bits to work on more Fat Princess. Yeah, I wonder who owns the rights to this. Probably went back to Sony or something. That's a shame. New Sony ain't doing so well, I'll tell you that. Nothing like old Sony. We can add that here though. They're publishing at least. They just don't have the same people anymore. I mean, back in the PS3, PS4 days, you had so many great individuals in charge of PlayStation brand. All retired now. All for great screenshots and GIFs. Having an in-game way to generate videos and GIFs from replays would be top tier. It's got a high bar to cross for that one, but it's good. What else can we look at and make note of here? I think that in a lot of cases, levels just lack inspiration. Like they had the gameplay loop. It worked fine. You know, there's no problem with it that I can see of the core loop here. It's just the way that they utilized and took advantage of that loop seemed like it never hit the stride that it could have hit. They weren't thinking outside the box in a lot of cases. Levels often lacked genuine inspiration and creativity. Seemed like they were not thinking outside the box in many cases. You know, rarely would I launch up a level and think, damn, I didn't think you could do this with this concept. If ever. And it keeps it familiar between levels, but I don't think you need to have familiarity between levels. Really. I think that you can... Why not have the only up style level? Why not have like portals and just have a portal throwback level or something? Like now you're launching at some, you know, parody of Gamescom, right? Like let's say it's a whole Gamescom level. And you know, there's like Portal 3 being announced, but it's called like, I don't know, Doorways. And they're not round portals, they're literally just, they look like doors, but it's clearly a reference to Portal. And so you have that in the level, and you know, maybe something that it changes over time and you have to launch into the right one, and I don't know, it's just, you could do so many cool things with this. And parodies and references. And it never seemed like they wanted to go that route, or they never thought of going that route. What was the free Devolver Digital? Wait, I saw it. Devolver Land Expo. Did you guys ever play this? This is the very, very brilliant idea by Devolver to make a game based around, I forget which showcase it was. I think it was either Summer Games Fest or something. It was something. Something got shut down. Devolver made a game to showcase all their games as if you were in the shutdown conference. Really fun idea. I mean, clearly it was a marketing tactic, but it worked. I mean, you had tons of people playing this. I did an interesting concept, but kind of mid. Yeah. But, as a marketing concept turned into a game, I do think it succeeded. Should have had the demos inside of the game. Demos of all the different games inside of one engine. I don't want to think about the difficulty in making that work from a technical standpoint. Either way, it kind of reminded me a lot of like PlayStation Home. PlayStation Home documentary. God. Final minutes. Do you have any gameplay of it here? PlayStation Home had levels that you could watch like trailers for new PlayStation games coming out. And so it was clearly a way for you not only to enjoy games and socialization within this this metaverse, if you will, but also to be marketed games that were coming out soon. Yeah, like Resistance 2 you could see, and I think you could go in that theater, because this was a theater here, and you could watch trailers with other people for new PlayStation games coming out. And then there were tons of mini games and such. So it's kind of a similar idea. Or yeah, like a whole EA Sports place. So of course they can just market all the EA Sports games, but you had sports within that, so you could play like golf with other people. Well, this was back in, you know, I don't even know when. This was before YouTube really kicked off. Yeah, you had Dance Dance Revolution within PlayStation Home. This really was a metaverse before the metaverse ever existed. Back when people were still getting all their gaming updates from like E3 and Game Informer magazines. And I think it succeeded because you had all these mini games in there. So you could socialize, play with people from around the world, and subtly get marketed PlayStation games. Jesus Christ, I didn't even realize there were this many mini games with inside. Look, Hogwarts Legacy existed even before then. Wild. Microtransactions, of course. I'm surprised that it failed. Maybe it was just too ahead of its time. Can you imagine nowadays there'd be like business meetings in here? All right, time for your daily stand-up. Socializing is rough with randoms, yeah. I mean, exactly what you would expect to happen in a game like this happened, but it was still enjoyable. You know, it was free. You could download it. You could play a lot of mini games in it for free. And this was back when there weren't that many games releasing, so you did this in between Little Big Planet 2 shirt. I don't know, it was fun. Just play actual games. This looks like VR chat, to be honest. Oh yeah, here you could get subtly marketed different PlayStation games. I mean, PlayStation 3, by the way, had a ton of amazing games and franchises. Absolute fantastic goated system. Can you imagine nowadays with PS5? It's like what do you market? There's no exclusives for PS5. They're all on PC now. Dinosaurs. They're a Microraptor? The funny thing is, if I saw this trailer on like Kickstarter nowadays, I'd think it's just, oh my god, this is so stupid. Problem with the online space is that it's PSN, you have to pay for online access. Not on the PS3 you didn't. As far as I remember, not on the PS3. They started doing that with the PS4. So it was completely free to download, free to go in, enjoy, play games, no problem. I mean, either way, it was a lot of fun. It was pretty big. I think someone's gonna pay to play a glorified game. No, they're not. But I don't know when PSN. When did Sony start charging for online? That's not the correct. There was the free PSN service, but there was an optional premium. When is the date? It was with the PS4. So yeah, back when PlayStation Home existed, PSN was free. So you could download PlayStation Home, you could play tons of mini games for free, you could socialize. It was entirely free. And that's probably why it was so successful, is because it just didn't have any cost. People were already buying PS3s at that time because they were cheaper than Blu-ray players. So pretty much everybody had a PS3 that wanted to have Blu-rays. So they would be able to get games as well and socialize. So it was this brilliant mix of perfect scenarios for Sony that they took advantage of, and they did it well. And that's why the PS3 sold so well. And the PS4 was so successful too, because they nailed the release of that. Oh man, what a time. I remember that. One thing I think that succeeded in this map pretty well was the being able to fly within the buildings. This must have been a restriction with the PS3 that they couldn't do this too often, having interiors. But it's like you fly into this building, but what's there? There's like nothing, right? And that's the issue that I have with some of this level design. It's like it's surface level. I don't know if you guys agree with that. You go behind these doors, what's there? Nothing. But a lot of it was mesh complexity. They had to have meshes that have to break apart and have physics. Just the boxes alone are a lot, yeah. Getting this to run on the PS3 at all was pretty incredible. I'm still waiting to hear back from the lead designer for Pain. I really want to ask him about all the technical complexities and things they wanted to do but couldn't do. Because maybe, you know, in hindsight, with his own mental post-mortem, he has some feelings about some of these levels. Like, look at this. You have you have this entire mountain range to the right, and there's nothing there. What if this game was neat at the time precisely because physics was a novelty, but today would be relegated to 5 downloads on Steam? I don't think so. Physics are still a popular novelty. Look at games like Only Up and games like Chained Together. Physics are not a losing novelty anymore. You just need to do something unique with them. Inner centerpiece. At least not for higher grade games. I don't know, I'd have to look at games with physics. Where's the... There is a physics tag, I know. I don't know, just... Action... Physics. Wreckfest. Teardown. Teardown's one. Noita to a certain extent, but it's a very different type of game. Human Fall Flat. Philosophical for getting over it. What is Domekeeper Physics? Yeah, sometimes there's just some weird things in here. No, it's not physics that are the problem with this game. It's just the level design. Like, this level design just sucks. Like, it's just a worse downtown. It's just a reskinned downtown kind of level with worse density and worse cross interaction between explosions and things. Like, you're not pulling a giant bowling ball down onto the road here. And that was one of the things that made the downtown level cool, was just pulling the giant bowling ball down. Like, there's nothing that's similar of that level here. And if I had to say, I think it would be because of technical limitations. Doing that now in Unreal, cinch. Yeah, level design and sound design to me were the most two crucial things before playing this for you know, after so many years, and I still think they're the most crucial. Is this the same game? This is Pain. We're watching the old VOD because we're making some notes about it now. We're analyzing it. Yeah, it's just there's not density here. That blue screen set's kind of cool, but it's like it's just shoved back here in this building. Like, imagine flying into this office building that's over to the right. Where is it? The one we flew into before. And you could go into the rooms, and maybe there's like a meeting going on, and there's some explosive barrel in the meeting, and it just, you know, localized explosion sends all the characters ragdolling. Maybe there are some windows next to it, and some of the characters go out the windows. It's just, you need to create moments like that. And it felt like they were often, at least in this map, it feels like it's all big set pieces, but there's no micro interaction here. This area back here, this Roman set, it sucks. There's nothing here. There's nothing to interact with. Or here. It's just like, it's so barren. But it was the PS3, you know, it's got about... We have to remember that it was a product of a very, very not super great console for this type of thing. And it's very possible that they wanted to do a lot more but just couldn't. But I think that the amusement park level shows that they could do quite a lot in a small space. There's just so much more movement here. There's so many more things to hang on to like grab, to fling you all over the place. What else we budget and time could be? That's very, very true. We don't know yet. Quality is very inconsistent. It is. It is. Yeah, this level is good. Vegetabled. Yeah, the game didn't pull any punches for sensitive people. And you know what? If I recreate it, or if, I make a spiritual successor, I'm not pulling any punches either. Yeah, it's just like shit like this. It's like a cereal advertisement. Of course, a cool cereal advertisement. It looks like there's Cheerios in there and there's explosives, because why not? Send the Cheerios fucking flying. Slapstick stunt type stuff was so popular back then, but doesn't seem very popular these days. Then again, has it really been attempted that well these days? For a long time, real-time strategy games and turn-based strategy games were a dying genre. Nowadays, they're coming back. Everything goes through phases. I mean, being able to grab and fling explosives too is a very good thing. That's pretty fun. Not enough was done with that. Still waiting for the MMO comeback. If you ask me, for MMOs to make a comeback, you need to stop designing them like MMOs. Nothing screams annoyance to me like an overly complicated HUD with tons of bullshit. You have to make it not annoying to play with other people, which is something I don't like about like Elder Scrolls Online. Like, no, I don't want somebody stealing my boss kill that spawns once every 5 minutes. I'm trying to farm for something here. I don't want that being stolen from me. That's why I like old school RuneScape. Hop to another world if somebody's there at the boss. Get a private instance, have no problem. It kind of feels like wasting... It's just wasting players' time and calling it socialization. It's no, you've just made a really annoying game to play. Yeah, there's so much debris on this level that I think is really fun, and the debris can cause other things to explode, or cause cars to just ram into it and explode. Density and debris, and if you don't have that, then you just have localized set pieces and areas, which isn't nearly as fun as causing chain destruction. Shit like this. That's cool. and it launches you towards the construction site, which has a lot of explosions. Although I think that once you're down here, it can be really hard to escape, so you're kind of just being pinballed back and forth. Well, our goal for the first playable will just be to make one level, and it'll be a downtown level, but it won't look like this one. It'll be downtown, but our own downtown with our own set pieces. And we can just keep refining that. Gray boxes to some extent. I do have some asset packs that we can use from Cinti. Rub you long time. Now serving 69. Love it. Happy ending. Nice. Yeah, more things kind of need to break and explode, I think. With Unreal Engine and with modern computer systems, we can do a lot more than this game ever could. Structural buildings, maybe to some extent. Maybe to some extent. Although, for sure we don't want levels to be raised to the ground necessarily. Or at least not easily. Would you change the theme or would it still be modern day? I don't think that there is any specific theme that is necessary for this game. Boxes would be cool. Could be, if obtainable. We need artists to help design some of that stuff. More interior locations would be nice as well. And interior locations with actual meaning and interaction. You know, Goat Simulators, I think, is a great example of how you can do a game like this in a more modern day with more modern engine capabilities. And Goat Sim is proof that a lot of these silly physics-based games can really be successful. Well, it's here, it's hard to see what's happening in third person. That's true. We can always do volumes, though, that pull the camera in a bit if you're in an interior space. So that's... we can work around that problem. We can also do cutting to static cameras like is being done here. Maybe if you're in like if you're an interior, it cuts from the third person view to a CCTV camera, just watching your character flop around and cause explosions while you're inside. Maybe some shit like that could be pretty fun. A bank, actually a bank in a downtown map would be pretty cool. And you can rob the bank by doing certain things. Maybe there's like certain buttons that you can press or things that you can destroy, and then you can get inside the bank and blow up all the cash or something. And that could be a challenge, right? And so that's a fun objective to do within the game that then gets you like a trophy or achievement and unlocks like an outfit or a new game mode or something. We need to write that down, actually. God, I've had like 3 pretty decent ideas today. I had a zoo level. There was one other level. Bank in downtown that you can open the vault and destroy the cash. Something else that would have worked pretty well. Shit, I don't remember. By the way, if you guys have any good ideas for like levels or things that we can do in this, just, you know, throw them out here. There's no restriction for theme. You know, if we can get the assets for it, we can do a space theme, futuristic, medieval, whatever. There's no plot to this game. There's no specific theme. Interesting DLC packs is the only thing that matters. Or map packs. Interior settings are lacking. When interior settings exist, they're often not filled with anything to do or destroy. Medieval trebuchet, you can enter the princess's room in the tower of the market area in the king's hall. Oh, I like that. Yeah, turn the launcher into a trebuchet. I like that. And you can like do a full castle siege. You know, open up the gate for the invaders. I like that. Evil level where you're launching from a trebuchet. Maybe some stuff like being able to and the cool thing is we actually have a lot of, it's realistic, but still we have a lot of assets for medieval towns and castles. I have a lot of them, a fuck ton of them. Way too many. What if you're a very small person in a very big house? Kind of like maybe like Toy Story Army Men or something. That could be good. And it's, you know, there's like lots of different toys, so we can have you know, like the car that you hit, and you know, the cars that you like pull back and then you let go and they fly across the room. We could have that, and if you hang on to it, maybe it's part of like a Hot Wheels set, so you can get launched in the kitchen area, the living room. Yeah, I like this. I like that. Oh, let me write this one. Maybe some stuff like being able to help a siege or rescue the princess. Small person / toy in large normal sized house. Lots of toys and things to destroy. Launch in rooms, maybe. I like that. I like it. Being able to switch launch location. I think that's a good aspect. Switching launch location definitely increases amount of work to some extent for level design, but it makes levels and challenges. Makes levels more interesting and enables challenges to be attempted from multiple angles. Speaking of challenges, bad. I did not like the challenges in Pain, and the reason for it is because they're hidden away in a side menu, and they're all over the place in terms of difficulty. It just really... Okay, I'll put okay. Because I liked what they did. I didn't like how they were framed and how they were given to the player. And I think that something like Goat Simulator is way better at this than Pain was. And it's because you had challenges up here in the upper right. You could constantly see what you were trying to do. What the fuck? Or just throw something from multiple angles to get it to crumble. I like that. Love it. Challenges in Pain ranged from super easy to super challenging, but there was no way to organize these, and they were shoved away through the pause menu, never shown on screen. What the fuck? Yeah, maybe I can show it here somewhere. I don't see it. I know I opened it up a few times. I think they started developing challenges but then pivoted and hid them away. I don't know, because they lock other game modes behind challenges, which I think is cool. Like, you know, complete this challenge, get this score in the downtown level to unlock a new mode, right? And it was different layouts for the level even. So there was a... like this here. You had a completely different level setup with the same general building layout, and you launch from a different position. And that's cool, but it's hidden behind this challenge system that is kind of obscured for no real good reason. It'd be great if the player could complete any challenges at any time, but they could pin an active challenge on the screen. Or something, I don't know. But also just make it easier to get to these challenges. Like one of these was trying to get all of the balls into... was getting all of these balls into the dumpster back here. Very, very difficult challenge. But it's still cool, you know, it still gives me a reason to play this level. Yeah, that's a fail. Does he automatically grab the ball, or do you have to hold a button? You have to hold a button. So it's the face buttons on a controller, and depending on which one you hold, you grab in that direction. Now, shit like that was nice because it didn't make the game only about score. Now it was about something else. But if all the challenges feel really difficult, then a player is just going to get frustrated, right? So there needs to be a mix of challenges that are simple and challenges that are hard. Challenges that you can reasonably do in any level and challenges that are level specific. A lot of the challenges in this game too were tied to a character. So you needed to choose a specific character in order to complete that challenge. And I didn't like those. I can even write that down. Character specific challenges. It's a new low for you, hey Serene. I don't know, every day I find a new low. Having to choose a specific character to complete a challenge just felt annoying, as if they were more desiring of telling a joke than making the challenge easy to approach and attempt. Couldn't be bothered to play the games you're watching old content, right? Designing good challenges to be harder than it looks. Yes, I agree. I 100% agree. And we can either design challenges. I think there's going to be a mix of challenges that we go into a level knowing that we want to make, and then challenges that we can make simply based off of playing it and testing that level and realizing, oh, this was kind of cool to achieve. Let's make that into an official challenge and reward the player with this thing. Thought of moving entirely to rewatching old content and then rewatching that in an infinite loop. Yeah, that's going to be done pretty soon here. You know, I need a good amount of content that I can watch, and then I can start to rewatch it, and then I can rewatch that content, and it will just balloon in size. Just watch your VODs of previous streams together all the time. People did not, they don't like my reactions to Asmon. I don't know, maybe it's just like a bunch of people watching Asmon that then click on mine. Or it's because it's about stop killing games, and I've been having quite some interesting perspectives on that, apparently. The vast majority of players seem to think one way, and I seem to think a different way. Toot. Let's pay attention to your point. Can you tell in short what you think about stop killing games? I think it's a very noble initiative with really, really poor wording that I fear will never come to fruition because the laws required to make it work would be too over-encompassing as to affect games and developers in a negative way, which would increase the cost and complexity of making multiplayer games. Yeah. True. Have we missed anything on here? This is just a starting point for us to look at as a team and say this is what we're trying to do. Summarize it even shorter with that reaction. We have a new comment now. I'm gonna everybody's like, I'm gonna react to this. The reactception. No, I'm gonna wait for Ross's new video and react to that if he makes something like a new he said he's gonna make a new VOD or a video for the FAQs, so I'll look at that, and then probably after that he and I will schedule a call on stream, and we'll just casually chat about it and see if, you know, there's some things that maybe I haven't thought about and things that maybe he hasn't thought about, and we can try to push this forward and see if there's a possibility to make it work. I think you might have missed some areas in the map being underdeveloped, like the Roman-themed area with the well. I did kind of put like levels lack inspiration. But maybe that doesn't really cover it, does it? I did put up here that downtown and amusement park maps were by far more interesting and enjoyable. What made them more interesting was the density of interaction and a sweet spot between keeping things in a good distance, not too far away and not too close. Although I kind of disagree with that latter aspect of distance. I just think it has to do with density. Make a point about all areas in the map should have some purpose. Map areas often lacked purpose. Many areas of maps, such as the Roman area of the movie set map, felt more like set pieces than actual locations with some challenge or goal. There needs to be a reason for a player to want to explore every area. Yeah, I think mentioning like there's no challenge or goal back there. Like there's nothing to do. There's nothing, I don't know, destroy the aqueduct in the Roman area, right? And you get a Roman helmet from it, like a legionnaire helmet. Like at least that would do something for me. What's the theme? What do you mean? Of your game levels? They can be anything. Like we can literally do anything. There's no story to this game. It's an arcade game. There doesn't need to be a constant theme throughout the game. If we want to make a level in space where you can breathe in space and you're shooting at aliens and planets, we can do it if it's fun. If we want to make right lore, I don't think so. I know that some of the people that are part of the team want their, like, oh, what's the purpose? Why are we launching a guy from a catapult? Like, you don't need a reason. It's an arcade game. If we look for a reason in everything, then we're kind of limiting ourselves. Will it be sort of level progression? Define what you mean in that case. Can Polish people tell you're not originally from Poland just by looking at you or hearing you speak? Hearing me speak. Looking at me, I don't think so. I blend in well over here. In-air movement and the OOCH system provides a great way to control micro movements in after launch to correct mistakes or make up for changes after hits. You think unlock every level as soon as you join, or is there a system? So I'd like to do it similarly to Pain, where certain levels or game modes might be unlocked by completing challenges. I think that provides some sort of progression. So you start in like 1 or 2 maps, and then you can unlock the others through completing those challenges. It looks like a standard Maciek from Poland. True. We can put that here too. Game modes, levels, unlock. Unlocking from challenges. I do think that's a good thing. Provides a system for level progression. Just need to make sure it's relatively reasonable. I don't remember exactly what multiplayer modes there were in Pain. I don't think I can check because I can't connect online. Will there be character creation? I don't know. That's we'll have to see sort of thing. Can't recall all game modes, but I remember a horse and controller handoff mode. These add a lot of replayability and enjoyment to maps. Better camera would be nice. In what way? We definitely can't do a first-person camera. I think that would be horrible for people. Before launch, it's kind of cool, but once you start exploding and ragdolling over the place, that would just be that would be horrible for your for sickness. Be fun, maybe just an option. I mean, as an option, maybe. Just can you imagine how jerky it would be after you ragdoll? Can't quite put it into words. Being able to grab onto the bucking bronco is cool, but you still end up with that same issue where if you launch me up, I want there to be things that are up. It would be very nauseating to have a first-person camera. You wouldn't even know where you're going. And you have this ooch system that allows you to move, you know, to control your movement after you've launched, and I think that's impossible to do in first person. Actually, I showed the challenges there. Hold on. Okay, so here's how you get to the challenge menu. You have to pause the game and go to trophies. And then you look here on a list of all of them. Some of them not even part of this level. They're not even filtered by the level that you're in. They do automatically start from the level you're in, but they're not filtered by it. And that's just really obnoxious. Like you can go back here inside the doorways, but then there's nothing there. And that's what I see often with this, is where cactus is cool. Sticking to the cactus is fun. Game modes like this too are very easy to make. Where your goal is just to hit as many explosive boxes as possible. I'm pretty sure too, you can go down in the manhole here, but then there's nothing down there. There's like a one explosive box, but there's nothing there. No, we can do so much more with this idea. Especially because while in Unreal, physics are still, you know, they are demanding, of course, compared to non-physics objects uh, to simulate. We can do a lot more with current technology, and we can sleep physics objects if they haven't been touched in a long time. That way, we aren't wasting performance. So I have good feelings about getting things put up. We have two very experienced level designers that are willing to help out here to start with. So if we can get them the right assets, we can really start to go with the level. You're doing it? We are doing it. How you doing, Sean? Be great to have you joining us too with things. You're basically gonna hop out here and there if needed. That would be really awesome. Yeah. This level works. This game mode is nice, the variety of game modes. Game mode variety. Good. Utilizing the same levels, saves on dev time, and if we can provide a new experience with an existing level, it'll add replayability. Okay, pretty good start. Let me actually load up the prototype that we had and integrate these Cinti assets in there. Where is it? I don't actually think I have it downloaded on this computer. Do I have Tortoise SVN on here? Toilet. Fuck up. I do. What was some Cinti? Pain Chronicle? Pain Chronicles. Damn it. Yeah, we'll just shove it in here. New. Decimation. SVN checkout. Oh god, I don't remember the IP. Hold on, let me look it up. If I have Trello on my... We're using SVN instead of plastic for this one, but I think that I might move this over to plastic at some point. Okay, yeah, the IP is different. Is that not the right IP? Licensed song 3 Days Grace for your in-game soundtrack. They had their own song made for Pain, I think, which is pretty cool. Like a metal song. It's pretty kind of cool to get our own song made. Hold on a sec. What is my IP on this? Is the IP wrong? My IP. It is different. Why is it not giving me a static IP? I need to call the ISP about this. Annoying. Shit. I just closed my notepad and lost all the things we had written on there. Okay. Oopsies. Let's not talk about that one. Alright, I can look at the VOD for this and just replace it. Okay, well that's leaking my IP. Don't type that in, guys. Don't worry, it'll change anyway in a day apparently, because it likes to change all the time. Oof. Alright, let's go to Cinti. Let's log in. I don't know what my password is. Oh, enter my okay, I will enter the code sent to my... The code you entered is incorrect. Yeah, you're right, it is incorrect, isn't it? My downloads. We have the Polygon City pack and the prototype pack. Are these gonna show anything personal on here? No, they're not. Unreal? Unreal. Oh, they're separate projects? I should just be able to copy the folders over. If not, I'll just migrate them. I actually have this this repo set up on my old streaming PC, that the little mini PC I had, with a 2 TB drive connected to it. This better not be loading up the DDC on my C drive. Okay, core loop, level design, hit or miss. Sounds for the game were excellent over the top. Maps of secrets. Available characters, that's good. Quick resetting of scene. Yeah, the repeatable nature of the game is something we should just mention separately. Repeating and resetting aspects exactly as they were makes challenge attempts and speedrunning possible. True. Alright, this will just take 2 years. Fucking shaders. There are aspects of...
Bullshit.
Hey, Nance W, thank you for the follow.
Derivative. That
I love.
I absolutely love.
My god. I think Goat Simulator jumped... It doubled down on the absurdity in a way that Pain probably should have. Pain walked so that Goat Simulator could run. I think there were a lot more games that were inspired by Pain than we realize. Reminds me of Just Cause 3. Kind of does, doesn't it? I loved the Goat Simulator MMO level. What was that called? Yeah, Goat MMO simulator. There's some gameplay of that. There were bosses. This was great in a way that just parodied MMOs so perfectly, even having the in-game chat being simulated. In Pain is kind of unique. You're trying to hurt yourself, not the environment. Is that how it is though? This isn't even a real game, it's just YouTube bait. I love this shit, dude. And for more DPS. Or it's a mobile game that was a lot similar, which involved the player as a ragdoll. Remember Burnout? Yeah. Yep. So many great games that kind of spawned from this similar idea. The Goat Simulator MMO is better than most MMOs. Oh my god. I love the glitches. What a game. Oh look, there's Pain. Look, he's launching himself from a catapult. Yeah, this is good stuff too. Alright. We know our inspirations. Yeah, and you have like multiple quests available to the right here, which I think are pretty good. And we can make our own quest system pretty easily. That's something that isn't too difficult to make. Oh my god, what is that fish, man? Jesus Christ. Sauron. I love it. Yeah, pretty cool stuff. Alright, only 1.5 thousand shaders left. After we kind of get some of this set up, I don't want to like spend too much time today because I need to share this with the team and see what they think. I still need to upload my VOD of Pain to YouTube as well. I'm going to do that today after work. Then we need to kick this in gear. wonder if I have any good asset packs that I can throw into here as well. City. Really? Oh, it's not loading all of them. Something's messed up with the Epic launcher. Surprise, surprise. That's never happened before. They have all this money, but they can't just make a fucking working launcher. They can make a whole game engine. They can make Fortnite, one of the most popular games in the world. But they can't make a working, stable, easy to use launcher. What a company. Wrong with the launcher? So many things. City environment mega pack. I bet that's not stylized though. Polygon city pack. Is that the one that I just added? Did I already have it? I wouldn't be surprised. It wasn't that expensive anyway. Yeah, I did have that. It's like $200 in Cinti stuff I never use. I swear I'm their average customer. Yeah, I'd like to stay away from realistic assets for me. I mean, we have the Tokyo stylized environment. We could put a like a little Tokyo section in the game. Nice thing about realistic is they're easier to mix. Yes. Yeah. Although they are a bit harder to destroy. The Cinti assets work really well because they're very easy to destroy. You can kind of just break them apart, and if a rock that's all gray anyway breaks into multiple pieces that are all gray, it is consistent. Once you try to break apart a complex object, it can look really weird with the textures. This could be useful. Could be useful. Christmas Town. That's $70. Jesus Christ. Some of these are really expensive. Cyberpunk Street. Pirate level could be fun. But we don't need to buy anything for now. Let's make sure that these polygon things work. Connect to revision control. SVN. Repository. Username, my password. Connected. What level with ships and stuff? Fluid flux? What? No, don't say fluid flux. Shut the fuck up. I'm watching you. Food flux for the blood simulation? I think that's a little bit overkill in terms of performance for blood. But I do think we can utilize Unreal to a great extent to do better interiors than Paint it could on the PS3. Okay, this is the prototype. Let me check the demonstration map, actually. It might look a bit better. So we can use this for basically anything that we don't have something better for. This will be very, very useful for the level designers to block something out. Why do they have multiple lights in the scene? What the fuck are they doing? They have two directional lights. Whatever. Whatever. So that's one of them, and then we have the city pack. And I think this will provide us with a good baseline. What it won't provide us with is specific set pieces, you know, like the giant bowling ball, or, you know, if we want to use Paint as an example, the giant bowling ball, or the cereal, you know, things like the manhole. But I think that these two packs will do a good job of giving us the baseline to start with, and then we can use our 3D modelers to create specific set pieces that will matter for the first playable. And we have some of them that are very, very eager to get working, so we'll try to enable that. Come on. Doing shader stuff. Sound effects might be a bit of a challenge though too. I feel like we'll need a lot of very specific sound effects. We can start with like a cityscape though, like a city sound effect pack. Sound is there. Actually, I can just look on the orbital market. Guilty of this, I really want to recreate my past experience as a kid teen gamer, but should I? Why not let the past be the past? creating the same experience and being inspired by past experiences are different things. Some of the best games that we play nowadays are inspired by past experiences. Sometimes enough time has passed that people have forgotten it, and reminding them of that can be very useful. City ambience pack. Not just want city ambiences, though. We want different sounds you would get within this city. Plus, we don't really want to use ambient sounds for the city as much as we might want to use specific sounds to indicate features within the city. Getting a sound designer would be nice. $336 explosion sounds. We might need some of those. Yeah, I'm gonna have to find a sound designer who might want to work with us. Because I know that that's something that I don't do very well. Look at Cauldron Chronicles. Okay, here are the city assets for Sinti. I think a lot of these are a very good start. I can do sounds with my mouth if you want me to. Yeah, so can your mom. Look at the water. Do these actually drive? They're skeletal meshes? No, they don't. The game already ready. No, but there's a lot of good assets here that we can use. God, even the road is modular. Actually kind of nice. I was wondering like, oh, how did they do the bits down here? It's like, it's because it's all modular pieces. There is no landscape. Yeah, the only issue with this is that there's no interiors, but we can do our best with that. And like this just kind of leads nowhere. Sure, parkour game in free time, every sound there was made by your mouth. Or like 4 to 5 sounds. Wasn't there a game that recently did that? The creator just made all the sounds with his mouth. Pretty wild. Alright, let me push all this to the SVN. I need to mark all for add. Okay, we're gonna mark for add all this stuff. Added Cinti, prototype, and city packs. Gonna take a little second here. Not too much that time though. After this, we have some Tim Kaine reactions that I want to get to. And maybe after that we can watch some, or we can play some Elden Ring. But there were a couple good videos from Tim that I wanted to watch. Hopefully this works. I mean, I could add fluid flux to this. I did add ultra dynamic sky and weather. So at the very least, we will have UDS, different weather, which, you know, we can change physical properties on materials for when it's raining, so things can be a bit more slippery. Or snow might make it a bit harder to move. We could do some fun stuff there. Come on. A progress bar would be nice here, to know that it's actually doing something. I don't know if it is. It's doing something. Oddly enough, it isn't showing me the icons for things, and usually it does. Icon overlays. Oh, there we go. Now it's submitted. Nice. There's a wind sound louder the faster you go. You can just imagine me blowing into your ear directly. Oh my god. The ASMR. I wonder what it looks like if we change this scene to have UDS. Pairing 237 shaders. Oh, we will. But hey, weather is something that we can definitely do compared to pain. You know, we can do some cool weather, maybe some wind that affects your character's movement in the air and on the ground. We need to think outside the box in the way that the pain developers might have done or might not have done. We don't know. Maybe they were just limited by the technology and they wanted to do some things but couldn't. They kind of had to pick and choose. Having paste day and night weather from Chronicle. I kind of did. I'm using ultra dynamic sky and weather here. Just preparing the shaders for it right now. But it's in here. They're just pretty complex shaders. I mean, if there's a master material for the city pack, I could pretty easily add snow and weather to it. No. Well, maybe. No, they're all shoved into like multiple. God damn it. Alright. Yeah, getting rain and snow working on this will just be a very tedious task. Okay, where are the rain particles? There they are. Yeah, so like we have rain here. Very loud. Whoosh. The snow, but the snow is not going to stick on the ground right now. Yeah, it's all here. Nighttime as well, with some weird artifacting on these brown pieces. That's kind of annoying, isn't it? Wonder why they do that. Some weird bleeding. Wonder if it's the water. Not the water. See that? Really weird. I don't know, who knows what it is. Good thing is we have the assets in here to start with, and, you know, destroying them should be pretty easy. We should be able to fracture these things safely. This is a word. Once the shaders be prepared. Uniform fracturing. That's weird. Wonder what the collision is like on that. Collision will matter a lot with our game. We need to make sure that collision is pretty accurate on these. They don't need to be amazing, but they need to be not fucked up. Like this, because then the player, you know, is going to try to collide with this and slide down a bit, but they hit the top and it's improper. Everything else seems relatively okay. We'll probably need a 3D... some 3D individuals to go in and fix some of these things up. That's okay. This building's a little fucked up with the roof. It's mostly alright. But the more accurate we can get collision on models, the better. Especially for things that are very minute like this. You know, being able to actually go inside of things and fall down the stairwell properly. Down into here. Unfortunately, a lot of game dev is asset cleanup, you know? Where's that geometry collection? Curious about it. I think you can make it breakable by... setting like the damage threshold down to 1. Did I fracture it properly? Or do you have to tell it to accept that fracture? I can never remember how to do this. Oh, there we go. We have to press fracture. Okay. Yeah. So, like, fracturing is pretty cool. It works. I need to play around more with it, though, to understand it better. I think we have to turn off the coloring visual, though. I don't remember how. Show. Oh god, there's some way to turn that off. UE5, turn off fracture colors. Show bone colors in the acid panel. Where's bone? Oh, there we go. Like, obviously it looks kind of weird, but because of the simplicity of the materials, you know, it doesn't seem to matter too much. A little robot games, how you doing? That'll work. So yeah, I think we have a good setting here, a good base, and I can talk with the team and share my findings, gather some ideas, and we can start to create this level and determine what we need to assist us in some of the biggest problems that certain packs like this or the game idea might represent. Present would be a better way to put it. Yeah. I'm happy with that. Don't save any of that. I think we're ready to go there. And I think that's where I will end the pain development, and then we'll jump over to some Tim Kaine reactions to end out a long Friday. Or a long week, I guess. This save. Pain findings. Desktop, save it. We'll make sure to share that in the channel. Okay, that's where I'll end that, and then we'll jump over to some Tim Kaine reactions, so stick around.